या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मीरारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. पूज्य माँ भगवती, पूज्य Sri Arvind, you all are the chosen children of our Divine Mother. The Holy Grail, that is the marvelous symbol of Christianity. Our mind is Holy Grail. That is the divinity in nucleus already accorded to us for getting ourselves divinized. And that was the fundamental objective behind this creation. It is the divine that many a times, in all different forms, visit the creation itself. Creation is not left all alone to its own destiny. The calamities, massacre, war, unusual happenings, and all natural calamities, they are just the jerks given to the creation to take a one and powerful decisive action, that is, evolutionary speaking, mutation. Now, mutation is a better step of the divine at the level of the creation. When one stage is over, another stage is to be launched. It is the nature that takes a decisive turn, and that turn this time has been taken up by Sri Aurobindo and the Mother jointly. It's a joint venture of consciousness on the part of the two remarkable decisive dimensions of the absolute Paratpar, absolute Bruhat Rutam, Rutam Bruhat Satyam. So Rutam and Satyam. Rutam is the Purush. Satyam is energy. Rutam is determinism, dynamism, reality, capital I. And Satyam is manifested energy, manifest, transfiguring energy, transforming energy, divinizing energy, decisive executor, realistic executor, and architect of immortality. These are all different terms used by Sri Aurobindo and the Mother in this yoga in order to understand all different sections of the society and humanity to grasp divinity in toto, in spite of their mental limitations, physical limitations, vital limitations, and materialized limitations on the earth. Matter is inert energy, and consciousness is extremely and absolutely dynamic energy. It is the energy that is only prevalent. And Mother, just standing on the threshold at the utmost decisive stage of the existence and of her individual incarnation, presents before Satprem the chosen child, the chosen disciple, the chosen soul, the totality of truth, the science of total energy, and the science of visibility and invisibility, the two dynamics of supreme reality. Now, these are not merely words, these are all different categories and stages of the play of energy. It is energy that is only self-evident, self-existent, and self-realized entity. Everything beyond that and everything below to it are all its own projections. It is just like Sudarshan Chakra, all the while rotating, but rotating on the finger of divine. Finger means on the base of the divine. It is the divine that makes this energy playing, energy relatively existing, and energy in action. So it is the energy in action that ultimately becomes matter. It is energy in action that ultimately gives birth to the matter. And still it is a mystery to science. Science understood anything and everything up till now. But science failed to understand up till now what is the real cause of matter, what is the real source of matter, what is the real source of this soil, how this soil came into existence for the first time, and what is the chief source of this matter. So that is still a mystery for science, physics. Mother for the first time understood that it is the mystery, but mystery is very subtle, invisible. It is the force, it is the power, it is the light. But it is the light that is not visible. Light appears to be illumined, lightful. Varam Rupam Jyoti, still it is invisible. So apparently it appears to be contradictory to us. Where there is light, there is visibility. Where there is light, there is everything that becomes very clear. Where there is light, there is knowledge. Where there is light, there is divine. Where there is light, there is bliss. Where there is light, there is happiness. Light symbolizes all different aspects as such. And that is Satchidanand, Sat, Chit and Anand. That is Paramanand, Nijanand, Brahmanand, Akhandanand. That is only and only bliss in totality, and that is truth. See, it is only truth that exists. It is only divine that exists. It is only love that exists. It is only bliss that exists. These all are the different dynamics of the divine. And we are all the while craving, manifested world is all the while craving for realizing this in toto. But it takes time, it takes millenniums, it takes such a longer time that it's a slow and tardy process. That is what Sri Aurobindo has written in Savitri. Mother experienced all these things at the age of 93, And Satprem takes note of it. Mother says, I no longer have control. Now I have no control. Ashram has been created by me, but still I have no control over this ashram too. Because I am considered to be the old lady. I am considered to be the incompetent lady. I am considered to be at present inactive. I could not do anything. I am good for nothing. That might be the impression prevalent there. And people who were grown up before my very nose are all failed to understand my nucleus energy. When nuclear energy is at a decisive stage of creating new world, fulfilling the new vision, accomplishing the vision of Sri Aurobindo, and all were the witnesses of what was going on here in this ashram by Sri Aurobindo and by me too. But everybody around us appeared to be just wonderstruck. They all are dedicated to me. They all are dedicated to Sri Aurobindo. They all are dedicated to the vision and worth of Sri Aurobindo. They all are dedicated to the divinity time to time displayed by Sri Aurobindo and by me here in the ashram. Still that ignorance so prevailed powerfully that ultimately ignorance has wiped out the impact of knowledge, impact of Gnan, impact of truth, impact of divinity, impact of Anand, and impact of self-existent divine play here on the ground of mortality. All these things are to be so accumulated and understood by us in order to find out the play of the divine on the ground of mortality. Play of the divine on the ground of mortality being launched every moment by mother at her cellular level, at her subtle level, at her Anuror Anyan level. So, normally it appears to be beyond our mental comprehension. And mother at this level says that I am not old. My cocoon is old. My physical, corporeal reality is old. My physical reality is not old. What is my physical reality? My physical reality at the matter of my soul, where divinity is there, immortality is there, where actually the coat of DNA is my physicality. This corporeal mind is not my physicality. Corporeal reality, corporeal figure is not my reality. It is my atom of immortality. It is my atom of supreme joy. It is my atom of supreme bliss. It is my atom of supreme love is reality. And that is divine. That is God. And from there, when I look to the world created by me, look to the manifestation so existed and so made existed by me, fail to understand. I feel I am, mother says, they have each taken control. People moving ignorantly, people moving indifferently, people moving carelessly, recklessly, in darkness, have taken control. If it so happens in our ordinary family, at ordinary level, we are highly harassed. And most of the people, most of the elderly people, most of the old people just standing on the verge of death are harassed in their own family. So this is what the experience on the part of the mother too, even in the ashram. who is soul reality, who is world mother, who is divine, who is Bhuvneshwari, Maheshwari, still she is harassed. And she felt to have been so harassed, controlless, commandless. No spirit of governance was there, no spirit of taking decision was there. So helpless, so helpless. I feel I am hanging by a thin thread in an absolutely rotten atmosphere of disbelief. I am living in rotten atmosphere of disbelief. Nobody believes me. Nobody has got any connectivity with me. Nobody has got relationship with me. No question of love arises there. That is sort of frustration, but divine playing in mortality, divine playing in materialized world, divine playing in the materialized environment also has to feel this and this mandatorily and compulsorily, because that is the primary truth of relativity. Friction is the primary truth of relativity. Friction between two thoughts is also friction. Friction between two beliefs is also friction. And friction between two materialized shape is also friction. It is friction that ultimately gives frustration. And mother says, futility, ill will, it's exactly that. At present I am feeling and experiencing exactly that. A thin thread, and it's a miracle that I am still living. It is a miracle that I am still living amidst all such innumerable forces which appear to be absolutely forces of ignorance, forces of darkness, forces of hostility, and forces playing so independently against the divine, against the divine. It is in 66 mother wrote, mother dictated this. And they don't even understand that if that vibration of truth were to impose itself, it would be the end of them. They don't even understand if that force of truth, force of supramental, individualized force of the light of mind of light, if it is imposed upon them, they all will be dissolved. They all will be perished. It will be unbearable for all of them. I know it. But still people are moving around. People are moving around indifferently in the darkness. This is mortality. The entire empire of mortality is before me. For them, I am just blessing them, I am bringing to them the spirit of mortality, spirit of immortality. Still, they are not prepared to look to it. Still, they are not prepared to receive it. So, zero receptivity is prevalent all around me. Zero receptivity, all prevalent around me. And they don't even understand that if that vibration of truth were to impose itself, it would be the end of them. The marvel is this infinite compassion. The marvel is this infinite compassion. The infinite has been brought down, and now a second is required, moment is required to get them all merged with this infinity, and there will be a tremendous miracle on the earth, provided they can pick up this moment, provided they can willfully accept this moment, provided they can wishfully, on faith, with the spirit of surrender, they will be open to make room for infinite to work in them at cellular level, at macroscopic level too. The marvel of this infinite compassion which prevents anything from being destroyed, which prevent anything from being destroyed. No destruction to matter, no destruction to atom, no destruction to reality as such materialized, and no destruction to human body too. They are on the verge of accepting this, but they are still moving in indifference and ignorance in darkness. So this is hostility prevalent everywhere, which prevents anything from being destroyed. It simply waits. It simply waits. They are simply waiting. And waiting for what? Waiting for what? Waiting for my death. Waiting for my physical death. Death of my body. Because I am old. It is there with us full power, and it is there with us full power. Satprem, they are working, they are acting, they are negatively moving around us. We can't do it. I can't do it. Its presence known without imposing it, to keep the damage to a minimum. And to keep the damage to a minimum, I can't do now anything. So the helplessness that is recorded by Satprem, because the words are deliberately expressed by the mother in such a way that they are recorded. So reading such utterances of the mother at the age of 93, at the age of, in the old age, are just giving at present tremendous unbearable harassment to us. What was the scenario at that time? We can imagine. It is there with its full power. It simply makes its presence known without imposing it, to keep the damage to a minimum. It's a marvelous compassion. It's a marvelous compassion on my part, Satprem. I can try, and I am trying to minimize the impact of the and imposition of this negativity on this new scenario that is being emerged at its infancy stage. At present, it is at the stage of its infancy. So let it grow, let it grow, let it grow, and let it be powerful to confront all this negativity from this universe and from my body too. Known without imposing it, to keep the damage to a minimum. It's a marvelous compassion on my part, and all these idiots call that impotence. All these idiots call that impotence. I am impotent. I cannot do anything. Though I am all in all, I am omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, still ignorance on the part of the people, ignorance on the part of the materialized world, ignorance on the part of the people who are every moment going towards mortality, could not understand me. Could not understand. In 65, mother has written. So sometimes 63, sometimes 65, sometimes 71, sometimes 72. The quotes which are connected with one another, uttered 2 years, 3 years back, being uttered now, are so connected by in order to grasp its totality, what is truth that is going on inside the mother. How mother's march is fast going from mortality to immortality. How mother's march fast going from physicality to the supramentality. It is the supramentalized entity, supramentalized body that is being formulated. So what sort of secret is being lived by the mother? Satprem tries to compile certain facts of life and certain pieces of truth in such a way that at least he can come and he can comprehend. truth in totality, how divinity is suffering, how divinity is mysteriously acting, and how divinity is creating the new world as creatrix. They wear a mask of goodwill, but the inner vibration still belong to the world of falsehood. But the inner vibration still belong to the world of falsehood. In my body also, the same play is being played within me also. It's not the external play that I am neglected. Even in my body, the new portals which are being raised are also rejected by certain dead portals, by certain outdated portals, by certain outdated portals of my own cells. But they now became the dead portals guided and governed by mind up till now. Since so many my previous birth, they are still what we call revolting against the new birth, against the new entity, against the new emergence of supramental formulation. You can just imagine what takes place internally, that is also uncontrollable, and what takes place externally is also uncontrollable. This is the plight, this is the suffering mother had undergone, under which we cannot estimate even, we cannot imagine even. Mother thinks. In 64, mother experienced. After 65, retrospectively, Satprem tries to recollect certain things. It's a farce, it's a farce. I feel that it's a farce. What type of scenario it is, within me and external? It's a farce, and it has been going on since 1926. See, this is the date mother for the first time uttered. It is 96 Siddhi Din, 24th of November 96. Since 1926, when Sri Aurobindo got himself placed isolatedly in his room without being in contact with anybody, excepting 2 or 3 people selected. There must be, but there must be, it is likely to be, it has to be, it is a must. This friction is a must, and right from 26 I can experience that this is the friction tomorrow we'll have to face, and this is the friction which is compulsory for renewing this mortality and growing this mortality into immortality. The impact of mortality will be so hard and so compressive that it is unbearable. Still, it cannot be sifted, nor can be removed, nor can be wiped out. That was known to me since 1926. I am being very generous. Mother says for herself, I am being very generous, patient, and lenient. Charitably, I am taking everything as for granted. A good one, third lot of ashram population who are here, lot of ashram population who are here only because they are comfortable. People who are here, they are comfortable. They are well secured. No problem of earning, no problem of eating, no problem of living, no problem of primary necessities as human beings ordinarily require in the outside world. So they are comfortable, and that is why they are here. For what they are here, for what they are accumulated here, for what they are made ashramites. So you can see there is no categorical difference between society living externally and society living there even in ashram. Reality is reality everywhere. Reality is reality everywhere. In Eden Garden also, Adam and Eve will have to face the same misery. Here on the earth also, people have to face, families have to face the same reality. They work if they want to. They don't work if they don't. They work if they want to. They don't work if they don't want to do it. They are always fed. They are always fed. They are always provided. They are always well nourished. They are always well looked after. They are always kept well insured here in the ashram. They work if they want to, they don't work if they don't want. They are always fed, they are always sheltered. See, they are always sheltered, they are well sheltered. And basically, they just do pretty much what they please. They can do what they are pleased. For their own comfort, they can work. For their own comfort, they can rest. It is the full independence granted to all of them who are living here around us. They have to feign obedience, that's all. And if you deny them some conveniences, they start grumbling. If certain things are denied, they start grumbling. Human nature is that. And that human nature, that human prakriti, that human tendency, urges of physicality, vitality and mentality are to be rooted out at en mass. En mass they are to be rooted out. The entire scenario of humanity has to be changed, including the scenario of ashram. The scenario of ashram is like that. Externally also, the world people are living outside the ashram are also the same. And it is for the earth and it is for the man. So it is for the humanity and it is for the matter too. They are always sheltered cloth. They are sheltered cloth, and basically they just do pretty much that they please. They have to feign obedience. That's all. And if you deny them some convenience, they start grumbling. Yoga is out of question. They are here for sadhana. Is the objective totally forgotten? It appears so. No question. It's a million miles away from their consciousness. This yoga is a million miles away from their consciousness. They talk of nothing else, but it's only talk. When I say no, they pretend they have heard yes. See, in society, in our practical life, in our home, we cannot feel and we cannot express so frankly, so categorically, so transparently, so openly and so truthfully. Mother expressed. Only when I say no, they pretend they have heard yes. But anyway, mother says, but anyway, that's life. That's life. That life, this mode of life is going to be wiped out. This mode of life based on falsehood, untruth, pretense, hypocrisy have to be, that life has to be wiped out. Spiritual life for you. It is the new life mode. It is the new mode of immortality is to be brought to you. And who can bring it to you? I will bring it to you. So I must patiently accept. I must bear with this. I must bear with this situation because it is divine destiny which I am expected to execute and I am expected to bear. spiritual life for you. In 64, once again Mother says, the people around me are not helping. People around me are not helping. Question of surrender, question of yoga, question of Purna Yoga, question of this integral yoga has also all such drawbacks, has also all such traits of hostility, has also all such traits of negativity of the world externally living, and they are all to be borne by the divine also. Cross has to be taken up by Lord Jesus Christ. It is the suffering that is the bliss for the divine. It is banishment for 12 years by God Himself before 7,500 years back. Ram also did it, Krishna also did it, Buddha also did it, and Mahavir Swami also did it, because it is divine who becomes mortal will have to pass through the acid test of mortality at every moment. The people around me are not helping. The people close to me have no faith. See, people close to me have no faith. What of us? What is our nature? What we are doing? What we have done up till now? You can just have the complete transparent balance sheet before us. This is humanity. This is not merely the people of the ashram, they are to be responsible for that. The forces prevalent in this world at that time are responsible for it. I am not a group leader, Mother says. In 61, see, in 61, 64, 63, 62, now 61, retrospectively. I am not a group leader. Oh Lord, no. Not for anything. It's disgusting. I want to make a statement. I am not a group leader. I am not the head of an ashram. See, the height of frustration, the height of depression, the height of psychological negativity, the burden of psychological negativity was being borne even by the mother living in the ashram, of an ashram. Sometimes I feel like saying shocking things, so clear. How well I understand Sri Aurobindo, who went to the other side. Sri Aurobindo has left, went to the other side. And who am I at present? Where am I at present? What am I to face at present? These all are the questions. Kurukshetra is also there, and in front of Kurukshetra, Dharmakshetra is also there, and Lord has gone to Dharmakshetra, and I am being made witness to see Dharmakshetra and Kurukshetra both together. How well I understand Sri Aurobindo, who went to the other side. In 62 once again, it's people's thoughts which are a real nuisance. They are the common thoughts of the common people, but it's a nuisance. Oh, all these people who are constantly thinking old age and death, they are constantly thinking of my old age and death. And death and old age and illness. Oh, now listening to all these things, Satprem was much surprised and wonderstruck, was depressed terribly while listening to all these things directly from the horse's mouth, directly from the mouth of the mother. But I did not really fathom, Satprem writes, but I did not really fathom the extent or the depth of the negation. It is the depth of the negation. This is black hole. Even with the divine, this is the black hole of the cosmos that is working around her. in the form of individual, in the form of people living in the ashram, and in the form of the forces so actively harassing even Divine Mother. Now, in 69, Mother says, there are minutes when the body feels it has escaped the law of death. In 69, Mother expressed all clutches of death, disease, illness, negativity, negation, and everything hostile. Now in 69, Mother says, there are minutes when the body feels it has escaped the law of death. There are certain moments Mother felt when she was totally free from death. No death. It has escaped the law of death, but it doesn't last, but it is not continued, not prolonged. It cannot be made permanent. It cannot be consistently implemented. What moment, what type of moment, what type of superior time I experience cannot be prolonged and cannot be transferred and shifted to the rest of the humanity outside. But it doesn't last. People come with all their thoughts, and because of that it's little hard. People come with all different thoughts, and it pains me a lot. It harasses me a lot. If any negativity anybody takes to us while entering into our home, it pollutes the atmosphere. It doesn't pollute the atmosphere only of the home, but it pollutes the atmosphere of our mind too, and it affects our psychic too. Now, this is the small but terribly forcible vibration that works everywhere. That works everywhere. People come with all their thoughts, and because of that it's little hard. Do you know that there is a considerable number of desires that it would die? There is a considerable desire of the people who are externally living and thinking of my death. It die. Everywhere there are some, everywhere. The body sees that, it sees it. My body also sees it, that this is going on. I am not completely sure that all the pains it feels everywhere, all the time, do not come from, are not the result of all those ill wills. Still, I feel that there is some spark in my soul, there is some sort of light in my soul, there is some sort of divinity spark in my soul that does not admit all such things to my body. All these things to my new body that is being prepared within my body. That also I can feel. I have struggled and struggled, but there are too many lies around me. But I feel that I am struggling beyond measure, but there are still so many lies around me. And then this cry, and Mother and Satprem writes, and then this cry, it is the whole system that should be dissolved. It's the whole system of mortality should be dissolved. This is world. This is the present scenario of the world on which supramental is made free to work. Supramental is made independent to work. Supramental is the full and final governance to be operated here in this world. And in 1972, the atmosphere is dislocated. We come claiming to preach unity to the world. We claiming to preach unity to the world, fraternity to the nature of human being, love that is to be imposed upon hatred, rivalry, animosity, conflict, confrontation, and all negativities. They are all to be wiped out, they are all to be reduced to naught, just like a cocoon. Because in my body also, everything as such is being so rooted out, wiped out, that it becomes naught. It becomes non-operative. It becomes non-effective. It becomes totally non-entity to be rejected. We come claiming to preach unity to the world, so at least out of decency we should give the example. So we can give, ashram can demonstrate the better example for immortality of future, divinity of future, supramentalization as reality for future. We give the example of everything that should not be done. What should be done and what should not be done are to be properly, proportionately, realistically presented to the world outside. This is our program, this is our vision, this is our operation, and this is our mission at present. That is what also I could understand, and that is in 72. This is the year of Sri Aurobindo's centenary, Aurobindo's birth centenary. The decisive act direct from the Supreme has completed 1 century. So I must remember and I must remind people around me that this is the vision of Sri Aurobindo and we are all committed to fulfill it. We give the example of everything that should not be done. I really see, if I were to go, I have no one here. I have to go, no companion is going with me. I am all alone. I am all alone here in this ashram too, in 72, just prior to 1 year, prior to death, physical death of mother. 1 year, mother acknowledges this reality. It would be our destruction. It would be our destruction. Pralay will take place here, so Pralay will take place outside too, in the macroscopic level, at macroscopic world, and in microscopic world too. Satprem writes, in truth, it was neither biology nor physics nor mother's 95 years. No physics, no matter. No biology, no body. No, and 90, no, mother's 95 years, no time, no lifespan, nothing else. She simply could not stay any longer. She simply could not stay any longer under this impact of hostility, ignorance, negativity, and anything as such. Under this atmosphere of total minus, where everything is reduced to naught, under such negative impact, mother also could not live, not stay any longer, nor could Sri Aurobindo. Sri Aurobindo left his body under same pressure in December 1950. The same pressure is there on mother too, and mother also will willfully give up her body. That is what Satprem is made cocksure. Satprem also realizes that now this is the time mother will decide to pass away, to go. So he also started feeling that sort of negativity there before the very presence of the mother. It's this compassion that made him accept the people around him as they were. And it is the compassion on the part of mother says, it is the compassion on my part that I must accept reality as reality. People living outside are such, where otherwise he suffered a lot, otherwise man suffered a lot, people outside suffered a lot, individual outside will suffer a lot. and sometimes it is heart rendering. I look at this body. At that time, mother says, I look at my body. My body is also suffering, as it is also the sample of the humanity. It is also the mini reality of the relativity of mortality prevalent outside. I took at this body, and sometimes when there is too much incomprehension on the part of the mother, when people around me are really too lacking in understanding, people around me are lacking in understanding, they won't understand. If I feel that I am bit confused, looking to them externally and looking to the scenario going on internally in myself, my dead cells, my inoperative cells, my non-enlightened cells, they are also playing their game, and my newly formulated cells, supramentalized cells, where life divine is there, where light of mind of light is there, and where supramental intimation, supramental light is there, still they are being formulated in new body, and the residues of old body, they are also playing negatively in my body. Where people around me are really too lacking in understanding, it says, oh, let me go, all right, my sales as such says to me, all right, really it's pain, it's pitiful, so I say to it, no, 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 you will have to be transformed, you will have to be transfigured, you will have not to go outside, you will have not to give up the field, you will have not to give up the body, you will have to stay there and get transformed. That is what the categorical and decisive dialogue of the mother with her mortality and with her immortality too. This is the process. This is the process of transfiguration and transformation going on. Nobody can explain, nobody can understand, nobody can live hereafter this yoga that way. That is what mother conducted, mother lived, and mother experimented for entire world and humanity. We people, without living this, only and only to be benefited is the secret and silent assurance given to us by mother through Satprem, through agenda, and through all this literature, for our confidence, for our faith, and for our willfulness to just go ahead with the divine, following their footprints. As to a child, it is it is a question of patience. You see what's going to happen. I didn't know. In any case, you for one, Satprem, he says to Satprem, in any case, you for one will know, you will be able to tell them, you will be able to tell them, tell the people around me, if you will be able to tell them. It's not as you think, it's not as you think. Satprem was thinking, I am not competent, I am not competent, I am not competent to say all these things. I would tell them myself. I also think that I would tell them myself, but they won't listen to me. But they won't listen to me. So categorically, mother admitted in 68. I would tell them myself, but they won't listen to me. I don't know what's going to happen, what's going to happen. Do you know? Someday it will be glorious. Mother says, someday it will be glorious, but today, this is the negative, utmost negative scenario I am also made to face. When you are doing something for the first time, no one can explain it to you. When you are doing something first time, nobody is there to explain it to me. This is my present situation. I am also surrounded by such circumstances which are harassing me like anything. A question of patience, Satprem says, a question of patience is required. They had no more patience. They had no more patience. People living outside had no patience. They were even grumbling around her. Satprem notes, they were grumbling around her. This was Sri Aurobindo's ashram. This was Sri Aurobindo's ashram. This is reality. This is the laboratory. This is the place where new world is likely to be born tomorrow. And then one day they closed mother's door on me, and then one day people closed mother's door on me. She had no one to communicate with anymore. And she has no one to communicate anymore. This is the final stroke of death. This is the final stroke of mortality, even on the divine. Even on the divine. What of us? What type of assurance, what type of security, what type of pleasure, and what type of happiness we can expect under these circumstances when death blow is to be given to the world of mortality. It is a death blow given by the divine to through mother to the world of mortality. And we are waiting for better tomorrow. We are waiting for greater dawn tomorrow. We are waiting for life divine and supramental age tomorrow. We must have patience, but time has come. You are the only one to whom, Mother says in 69, you are the only one to whom I can speak, says to Satprem. You are the only one to whom I can speak. The others don't understand. The others people don't understand. Many a times mother launched her complaint against the world outside, and against the world of mortality being lived in the ashram too. That external world is being lived in the ashram too. This is Sri Aurobindo's ashram. Satprem notes, still external reality is being lived here too. We should not complain. We should not express and ventilate our grievances against all negativity. We must also have patience, because ashramites have got privilege to be realized in ashram, and we people living in the outside world have also this equal privilege to realize what is the outcome of the plight, acid taste, misery, suffering, and whatnot suffered by the divine for the betterment of earth and humanity of tomorrow.